There, fixed my hair. That's better. How are you? I find myself in this forest. I appear to have stepped in some nettles because my leg is stinging quite badly right now. There's also an abundance of thorns here. You're in the shower with a Glad bag wrapped over your phone. Wow, Jessica, that is very impressive. You could have just chosen to shower later. Hello, Toledo, for you, Trinity. Well, guys, Gishwas is underway. We have deleted several items because people said that they were dangerous or illegal or impossible. Whatever. That's just how it goes. But things seem to be going very well with Gishwas. Ouch! I wish I was on a path. That would make this so much easier. So, I want to hear your stories. What's going on with Gishwas, everyone? How are you enjoying it? What's suffering? I'm going to sit on this. See, this is my seat. A mossy seat in a shady glen. Tell me about it. What's going on? For those of you who aren't participating in Gishwas, let's be careful, someone says. Well, they are, after all, simply wooded chaparral. Hi, we're having tons of fun. How do we turn the photos into URLs? I keep the photos on my phone, says Jenna. Well, Jenna, follow the instructions would be my tip for you. Hi, so much corn, Kristen says, fills my nightmares. There's a corn-related, for those of you who don't know, there's a corn-related item in this year's scavenger hunt. And I know what you mean. Anything that you do that you spend a lot of time during a given day on, that you really immerse yourself in on a given day, has a high likelihood of working its way into your dreams and or nightmares. I used to, when I was like 14, I had a little bit of a problem with Super Mario Brothers on Nintendo. I didn't have a TV at the time, but I had a friend. When I went over to his house, he had Super Mario Brothers. And so we would have slumber parties during which we would just play Super Mario Brothers for 12 or 14 hours straight. And then I would go to sleep and I would see the little bouncing mushrooms and lose my mind, and I would dream Super Mario Brothers, and that's bad news. And so I'm sorry if you're having that kind of experience with corn because of Gishwas. What am I doing, asks Esther. Great question. Just walking in the woods and live streaming. Tammy says I never see her comments. Tammy, that's actually not true. I often see your comments. I've just waited until now to mention that because I was so nervous and I didn't really know what the right thing to say was. Charlotte is a first-time Gisher. She says she's loving it, and she says thank you. I'm glad to hear that. Marin says a lot of people are have been having some bad times and they needed this. That's good. Chelsea says next year's needs to be more embarrassing items. Oh my God, what a gross oversight. Are there not humiliating things enough on this list? All right, well, I will try to amend that. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. Hannah says she has used 50 bags of tea. That could be a dangerous amount of caffeine. Shauna says, what is Gishwas? Gishwas is kind of a weird cult, Shauna. Abby says, I don't see her comments. Abby, that's not true. In fact, I've posted, transcribed and posted several of your comments on my children's bedroom wall. Anisha says, I can't read what she said because it scrolled by too quickly. Carol says, To entiendo nada más tu amando muito eso. Couldn't agree more. Hearty to you too. Heart, double heart. Scott wants to know when and how do we submit our items. Scott, there are instructions. Follow them. Isabel says, Gishwas has been fun. I'm a first timer. Only a couple people have decided to actually, shoot, I lost you again. Your comment was too long. Tasha says, first timer, loving every bit of the weirdness. Weirdness? I take offense at that. Sorry, I just got a quick phone call there. You'll have to bear with me. Tegan says artichokes. Heart. Oh, that's true. Yeah. I hope you have found a good alternate use for artichokes for this year's hunt. Grace wants to know, Grace, only you and I know what your question is, but let me tell you, I'm not going to answer that question in front of everybody because I don't want to make everyone else feel jealous. Alexis has to go do her Gishwas item. People are leaving. Yes, don't let them wander off on you. You need to tend to that immediately. Presley says, my second year, and it's just amazing, really helping with my anxiety and depression. That's awesome to hear, Presley, and thank you so much for sharing that. That's so cool to hear. Love that. It is so gratifying to hear comments like that. This whole game started as a lark, and it's really lovely to see these unintended benefits coming from it. Isabel says, find a rock. You know what, Isabella, really insightful comment. I need a rock because this narrow ouch thing that I'm on right now has these little knobs, these little wooden knobs that are basically like getting a proctology exam sitting on that thing. So I do need to find a rock to sit on or something a little more comfortable because it is starting to hurt. Anyway, I'm going back to the proctology exam. Carolina says it is her first year. Even her 3-year-old son is helping you. That is a violation of child labor laws. Shelly wants to know, Shelly wants me to tell her kids that the dynamite and Elipus are okay. For those of you who have missed it, every year Gishwas has a mascot. It's a hybrid species, and we have published cartoons showing what has happened to the last year's dynamite or Elipus. And typically what happens is each hybrid animal meets with some sort of tragic demise, and then the next year's hybrid species takes over. And my kids watch the little videos, and they find them delightful. But I recently told both of my children that in fact the fog rat, which is half bird, half rat, the Wooster, which is half rooster, half wolf, the Elipus, which is an elephant, and a octopus. The slangaroo, which is half seal, half kangaroo. That they're all real. That these are all real animals. Actually, no, to make my story seem more compelling, I explained to them that, in fact, the Elipus is fictitious, but all the other ones are real. Ow! Anyway, they're pretty suddenly horrified because those films took on new meaning, knowing that those poor animals had met with a real life demise. But I will help you out and tell you that in fact we have been in touch with all of the mascots, and they are all doing well. They've all recovered from their past injuries. The Wooster is now out of rehab and working in a construction crew and apparently doing very well. And he's even playing banjo. in a little bluegrass band, just sent me an audio file of a new song that they're doing together. So yeah, you can tell your kids, Carolina, that the mascots are doing great. That was exhausting getting out of that thicket. Emily says her team is gishing too. Can somebody tell me how long I've been on this live stream? I don't see a timer here in I think my family might be waiting for me. Leslie named her cat after me. That is weird. Jordan says, I wore this shirt at the photo op in Houston. Well, Jordan, I'll have you know that I wear this shirt all the time. I wear the same clothes over and over again because I'm a combination of lazy and cheap. Nicole says I've been on for 10 minutes. Thanks for answering my question. All right, guys. Yeah, I did tell the family that I'd be back in 5 minutes, so I should probably be true to my word. Okay. Rock on, Gishers. I might try to carry this on a little bit later after I put the kids to sleep. We'll see. All right. Miss you, buckets. Bye.